No, we're opposed to all cuts for two reasons. Firstly, austerity is not an economic ideology. It's a political choice. Don't be fooled that some economist has decided that, well, you could go the Keynesian way, or you might even want to try a Marxist economic approach, or why don't we try the austerity approach? There's no such a thing as an ideological austerity issue. It's a political choice. There are no need for the cuts, and there shouldn't be any. The second reason is, the minute you start saying, well, yes, there should be some cuts, which, if you remember, is exactly what the Labour Party said at the last election. Ed Miliband and Ed Balls in particular were into what became known as austerity light. We said to them, I said to them, what are you talking about? Austerity light, in other words, instead of cutting your wrists deep, you're still going to cut your wrists. Either way, you end up bleeding to death. What are you talking about? And I said, and I remember Ed Bull saying to me, so you don't think there should be any cuts? I said, no, not a single cut. He said, that's unrealistic. I said, no, it isn't, Ed, because as soon as you say, yes, there should be some cuts, the next question is, where? Where? And that's when you start playing one worker off against another worker. So we've consistently opposed cuts. We've sent out a call to our Labour Unite councillors that they should oppose cuts. And in terms of the specific point that you raise about reserves, we support that. The idea at the moment is there are huge reserves that councils have, in particular in many of the Conservative shires, but within Labour councils as well, there are significant amounts of reserves, and there's an argument that says that Labour councils should use those reserves in order to stave off cuts, or certainly the most damaging of cuts, until such times as relief arrives, until such times as the cavalry arrives over the hill, and we support that, Michael. So our opposition and the Labour leadership, of course, I mean, the one thing is another success for Jeremy Corbyn. In his first 9 months as leader, before he got challenged again, he's turned Labour into an anti-austerity party. No one in Labour talks about being supportive of austerity anymore. Nobody. And that's to great credit to him. And you know, in terms of Unite's membership in local authorities, we continue to give whatever support we can against the outrageous attacks that are taking place and have not finished by a long, long way.